Good day, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Arising broadcast. So it's good to have you guys on my channel today, and today we'll be looking at an interesting topic titled Living Above My Emotions. I know that this particular topic might pose like a difficult thing to do, but I can still tell you that it is not impossible. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. Welcome back, and like I said earlier, our topic today is living above your emotions. So one thing I realized is that some of us are just too emotional, including myself. I'm not excluded. And the thing is, I've noticed that highly emotional people get mistreated by a lot of people because they look down on us and we just don't know it, or we just don't realize. Okay, referring back to our previous broadcast, one of the things that affects our emotion is our experiences. For instance, a child who was body shamed when he was little, you're too fat, why you like this, why you like that, you understand? Such a child might grow up having a damp on his or her self-esteem, and this will affect his emotion. You notice that the child might be withdrawn from people, or most of the time you just notice that okay, this person might not be as social as he or she is expected to be. So one of the things that really affects the emotions of people is also our experiences. One of the examples we can pick from our society of how experiences affect a child's emotion is this issue of rape, which has been like an issue to the community at large. For instance, a child who was raped at a very tender age might never be emotionally balanced in life again, because some of them, they just don't get over that traumatic experience. So you just see them, it's either they're like, okay, I will never get married, or they just hate men for some reasons, or they are withdrawn, they don't want to get engaged in some certain things, and that is like an imbalance in their emotions. So like I said, your experience can affect your emotion. That is a good example of how your experience can affect your emotion. So another experience we will be looking at that damage or that put a dent on somebody's emotion is family background. Because most of the time, some children, they grow up in families where they see their parents fight every single day. It's either the mom is abusing the dad or the dad is beating the mom, you understand? And such a child, let's say if the child is a male, for instance, it might be like, okay, is this what marriage entails? Do you understand? So will I get married to a woman that will be insulting me every day, that will not know my words, things like that? And for the female, it might be like, okay, so I'll never marry a man because men are like, they can say men are scum, they beat their wife, they do this, they do that, you understand? And it might really be difficult to change the mindset of such a child. So today I'll be giving us some guidelines on how we can control our emotions, and I hope that it will be helpful to us. So the first thing we have to realize, or we have to know, is that you have to accept it, that okay, you have an emotional imbalance. Let me say, for instance, you are just there living in denial. Probably you might not even know that you have emotional issues. You might think you're alright or you are fine, but it might be other people that will be like, why are you behaving like this? I've noticed this thing in you. But if you are like, you don't want to accept it, even despite the fact that a lot of people are bringing it to your notice, you just keep living in denial that you are fine, because actually you are fine. But to people that are relating with you, they are like, okay, this area, I don't think this is how it should be. So the first thing you have to do is to accept it. Accept that, okay, I have an issue with my emotions. Like, I can't deal with my emotions properly. And then you have to know how to deal with it. The first thing is acceptance. Nothing works outside of it. The second guideline I'll be giving us today is seeing a counseling psychologist. I know in Nigeria they are not highly recognized, though I'm one, that is my course of study, but they just have a way of digging through to what is actually going on with you. It will shock you that by the time you engage one of them, you will just realize that even beyond what you know about yourself, they will be able to help you find out, okay, what is wrong, what went wrong. Because most of the time, it is not your present situation that is bringing some certain things, but things that have happened in the past that is kind of like reflecting in your behavior, in your relationship with other people. So they just have a way of helping you realize those things, helping you realize, okay, how can you undo it better? Okay, how do you feel? Or what happened at what stage of your life? They just employ some theories in psychology, which you might not really be, but they just use this kind of like these techniques, and it will amaze you how much it can work. But also for people who do not have means of reaching a counseling psychologist, you can always talk to somebody who that, okay, this person is a little bit experienced in that aspect. One of the things they will give you is not counseling, they will guide you, but it also works. So you can see a counseling psychologist, or if you don't have a means of getting one, talk to somebody who can be of help. Thirdly, you have to learn of how to hide your emotions. It's not all the time somebody says something to you or treats you in a certain way that you have to get all emotional to the extent that it is written all over you, your body expression, your facial expression, you understand, even the way you talk at that moment. You have to learn to hide it. There are some people that when they are angry, even the fact that they are sad within them, you still see them with a smiley face, because they feel like, okay, because I'm going through this certain thing, it does not have to affect me. Because one thing you fail to realize is that your emotions also affect people around you. Imagine the fact that you are moody all the time, people are gathering around you asking you, what's going on, favor, why are you down, what happened? You understand? Even by that, you just create pity party around you. People are pitying you all the time. Today you are angry, tomorrow you are angry, you are moody, you are down, all this. I know that some things is like it's emotional imbalance, but while some people it's just that, okay, that's the way they are, and they are not even trying to work on it at all. So you have to hide your emotional whatever. You just have to hide it. You don't have to express it all the time. You don't have to let people know that, okay, I'm angry. I've seen people that they are angry, but at that moment they will still smile. It's later they will call you and tell you that, okay, favor, what you said at that moment, I don't like it, and don't say it again. And after that, they are done with it. While some emotionally imbalanced people like myself or so, you just see them, okay, because somebody says something to you, that's it though. Till the end of that day, you will not be yourself. Learn to hide your emotions. You don't always have to express it. Also, you have to be emotionally strong to handle the troubles of life. Let me tell you, if you plan on spending a long time on earth, you have to be emotionally strong, because life will throw some things at your doorstep. You understand? Some even loved ones will die, and then what will you do when such things happen to you? If you are not emotionally balanced, how will you be able to handle the storms of life, the challenges of life? You just have to be emotionally strong. Life is not an easy place. The earth is not an easy place. You have to be strong. It's not the place for weak people, because every day you are faced with different things, different difficulties, different challenges, either in your life or even in the life of people you love. Most of the time you can lose a loved one. What will you do at that moment if you are not emotionally strong to get back on your feet? Though I know that it will weigh you down at some point, which is natural, but you have to get back on. You just dwelling on that emotion at that moment, it is what I am like trying to point out. But you trying to be strong, you trying to be like, okay, even this person, is this how this person want me to be at this moment? And then try to get back on your feet and saying that, okay, I'm determined, I'll not be emotionally down. You understand? Get all emotionally strong, because life is not an easy place. So there are some points I'll be giving us to work on our emotions. The first thing is, don't react immediately. It is not every time, okay, let's say you are angry and then you react immediately, because you notice that when you react immediately, you go overboard, you go over the board, you say some things that you wish that even when you're fine, you feel like, I wish I'd never said such a thing. You understand? So it is advisable for you not to react immediately. Take your time. You can breathe. I've heard some people say that, okay, you just breathe in and breathe out, then you try to control it. Don't react immediately. It is never advisable. So the second point is replacing your thoughts. It will amaze you that psychologically you can change your thoughts. Like, you can change what you are thinking about at a particular time. You can start thinking, okay, instead of thinking that, okay, how I wish I can slap this person, you can start thinking that, okay, if I slap this person, would that be the right thing to do? And then at that moment, maybe you are thinking of, I need to go home to see a particular movie. You understand? You can replace your thoughts to like things that make you happy. It also helps a lot. The third point is find an healthy outlet. Find an healthy outlet. You can express yourself to someone who you know that, okay, this person will understand you. You know, I said you should not react immediately. So by the time you keep it up, it is not good for you to pile up emotions within you. You have to let it out. But because you cannot let it out to that person who has triggered your emotion, you have to look for someone, okay, this person understands me, and then you just express the way you feel. Or most cases, you can write it down. For those who have a diary or a journal, you can just put it down. Just make sure that you let out that emotion. They are not advisable when you pile them up. It is not good. So find an healthy outlet. Also, you can engage in healthy exercises. You can do sports, watch movies, you understand, anything of your choice. And lastly, you have to forgive your emotional trigger. Forgive your emotional trigger in the sense that the person who triggered the emotions in the first place, maybe it might not even be a person. It might be maybe just something. You understand? You should have to learn to forgive your emotional triggers. What made you angry at the first place? Because when you just, okay, I just want to let go of this thing, okay, I just want to forgive this person, it helps a lot. Because by then you just see that you are relieved and you have this peace of mind. So there are some questions I'll be giving us that you can ask yourself when you are in an emotional state. The first one is, how am I feeling? You're understanding how you feel. How am I feeling? Number 2, how do I want to feel? Number 3, is this emotions healthy? And the fourth one is, how do I want to feel? What can I do to make myself happy? So these questions also help a lot. Just keep asking yourself over the time. Okay, when you're moody, it might not even be when somebody makes you angry. It can be, okay, when you're all down. Just ask yourself, how am I feeling? Is this how I really want to feel? You understand? Once in a while, just, okay, what can I do that will make me happy? Just try this, and I believe that it will be of great help to you. And coming to the end of today's broadcast, like I stated earlier, that in the second point, if you can remember, that you should see a counseling psychologist. Okay, if you don't have a means of seeing one, you can get across to me, and then I will refer you to a professionally trained counseling psychologist. So thank you for your time today, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also click on the notification bell. Thank you. Bye.